All right, have and have not fans. Now it's time to revisit the same subject for like the fourth time on the channel, but I just feel that enough people have brought it up, and I was at home briefly this weekend, and I was talking to my mom about the episode, and she swears up and down, and a lot of you are have done the same, that Derrick the handyman is indeed Candace Young's father slash the man with the lion tattoo that raped Hanna. Now, the reason this is brought up is because, just I wouldn't say it's evidence so much as, okay, we got some information from Catherine about Derrick's past, being the fact that he's been a widower. His wife died about a year ago. And that's when, Hanna was like, if this guy's so great, how come you never introduced me to him before? It's like, well, he was, married. It's like, what? And then, yeah, we found out his wife died a year ago. And, yeah, my mom would just not let it go. Like, no matter what kind of counter argument I would bring up, she's like, nope, he's it. That's it. I'm just like, fine. I'm just thinking of the fact that why didn't you bring him up before? Because number one, he probably wasn't written into the show at the time. That's one big thing. Not to mention, there was a lot of stuff going on that I don't think that a romantic relationship would have actually made sense, especially with the fact that Hanna has gone through the finding her grandson, losing her grandson, Benny being in a coma. But then again, I'm thinking about real world time in the past year. However, if you look at the haves and the have not timeline, about a year ago, golly, if I'm not mistaken, if Melissa says she's about 2 months pregnant, she got knocked up by Jeffrey in season 2, allegedly. It doesn't look like she's pregnant. That was season 2. And I wouldn't even say that season 1 covered the time frame of at least 2 to 3 weeks, let alone a month. So I'm just spitballing here. I would say that in terms of the entire timeline of the haves and the have-nots, I would estimate maybe 2.5 to no more than 3 months have passed since the beginning of the show. Again, that's just pure speculation. Tweet Tyler Perry to get the confirmation. I'm just spitballing here. So if I were to make another estimation a year ago, like a year's time, let's say when Derrick first lost his wife, I would say that's around the time that Hanna was suffering from breast cancer, because remember that that's why she was able to relate to Catherine so much back in season 1. So again, for those who just tuned into the show, not a few seasons ago, remember that there's a lot of important storylines that haven't been revisited. Back during season 1, Catherine Cryer was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she was literally dying in front of her family, but nobody noticed but Hanna. And she was able to help her through that time due to the fact that she literally just recovered from breast cancer herself. The fact she had to get implants, I believe she said, and, like start wearing a wig because she was losing her hair. Pretty much the same thing as Catherine. But I know that during the time, that's when Benny moved back in with Hanna because she was pretty much flooded with hospital bills and doctor, medicine. Pretty much the bills were piling up. She wasn't able to work as much, and Benny moved back in to help out. So I would say a year ago might not have been a good time as well, due to the fact that Hanna was suffering in her real life outside of her job as a maid. So that's me trying to put some sort of continuity to Derrick's character and why it makes sense in the haves and the have not world for why he wasn't brought into her life earlier. Not to mention, a year ago, Catherine and Hanna didn't even know each other. As I just theorized, it was 3 months ago they met. But also look at the fact that Catherine was suffering from breast cancer. They were just getting to know each other. So trying to hook Hanna up really wouldn't have made much sense, especially during season 2 when those two were at odds over the whole, hey, your son hit my son with the car. So, I'm not trying to ramble on here. I'm just trying to make, guys, I'm trying to make as much sense out of what Tyler Perry has given us. So please bear with me. But overall, I mean, I don't think that we're not going to make it to the end of the season and then Candace's father is never revealed. I don't think that the lion tattoo would have been given so much emphasis by Hanna if we weren't going to see it at some point or another. So you're probably asking yourself, let's just say hypothetically Derrick is the guy, the same one that raped Hanna, the same one that is Candace's father. I mean, will we ever see him where, with a shirt off so we would know? I think that those two might start dating, because in this show we've learned that some characters if they seem too good to be true, it's because they're really too good to be true. Maybe this man had a change of heart. I mean, yes, he was a monster for what he did. I don't condone that whatsoever. But I mean, you just look at this show. Some people who look cookie cutter, clean cut, they seem like they have this squeaky clean lifestyle or image. And if you get their backstory or they reveal anything about their past, you realize, oh crap, what kind of person are you? Kind of like Charles, perfect example. But I don't feel like we would have an introduction of a new male character, then get the lineage of Candace, how she came to be, and then not be introduced to the man himself. I mean, I'm saying, let's say if Derrick is the real guy, you saw how protective and aggressive that Benny was towards Michael when, you know, him and Hanna had a little thing going on. So can you imagine how he would be against Derrick, who was the man who raped his mother? My gosh. But I mean, maybe those two will start dating, and it gets to the point where they are about to have sex. He takes off the shirt, and then she realizes, you're the man that raped me, or something like that. Or, you know, since he's a handyman, let's say, you know, he's doing some work around the house. He gets some paint on him, or if it gets too hot, he takes his shirt off. You know how this show works. He'll take his shirt off, and then the tattoo is revealed, and then you're just wondering, oh my God, it's really him. So I'm really thinking that it would make the most sense if it was Derrick. I just wish that it wasn't, due to the fact that Hanna needs to get out there, but at the same time, I wouldn't want the first man she encounters to be the same one that raped her. I mean, that would just be so much dynamic. Like, what will she do? What will she say? What will happen with him if he realizes the truth as well? Will it be one of those things about forgiveness? Because I don't know I mean, rape is something that I know we're supposed to forgive, but my gosh, I don't know how you'll come back from that. But overall, it seems like Derrick might be the guy. That's all I'm saying. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I know I did a video on a similar topic, pretty much talking about, is Derrick Candace's father or the guy with the lion tattoo? But I feel like the only reason I'm doing this is because my mom wouldn't stop drilling me about it. The fact that we got a little bit more information on Derrick in the last episode, and it looks like him and Hanna are going to be talking again on Tuesday night about, you know, well, I told Miss Cryer that, you know, you said no to coffee. Oh, you did, but I didn't tell her why. Why not? Because you didn't tell me why. So I just feel like those two hooking up is going to lead to something that might be a bit maybe not what Hanna wanted. So with that being said, do you think that Derrick is the guy with the lion tattoo? If not, who do you think it is? Let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely talk to you soon.